Dormail, home of a great night's sleep.
To be quite honest, the minute you put a camera on people, they behave. Yeah, they do tend to behave. It's very different than when you're interviewing them back in the old days and you'd whip out your dictaphone and be there with a biro. You know?
What are you going to say there, dear? I didn't know what you were going to say. Hello, darling. Oh, so good to see you.
I know, missed you.
Well,
I've missed
Have you
you
had
a
a good
lot.
week, Richard?
What's that, darling?
Have you had a good week?
It's all been about Bond, hasn't it? It's just been Bond.
Oh yeah,
It has.
I loved it. I loved Bond. I loved it. Did you?
It was great. And do you know what? Like being at the Royal Albert Hall is. Yeah. The funny thing is, I hosted a carol concert there a couple of years ago. When you go out on stage, it feels really intimate, which is bizarre because obviously it's huge, but you can see why they call it the Nation's Village Hall. So to go there for the premiere and obviously cover the red carpet beforehand, and the scale of it was enormous. I mean, they'd thrown a huge. So to go there and then go in and obviously decant, because obviously you can't take glasses in, can you? So decanting a bottle of Bordeaux into 2 pint glasses. And going in and had great seats, and then obviously the royal family, they were there, and the box was all lit up and the brass was playing the national anthem. It was all of that. It just felt it felt so sort of quintessentially British, what with the big Bond with the royals there in the Albert Hall, and I think it was a great showcase for the best of British, actually. Everybody frocked up a treat. I ended up, the rain, fortunately on the red carpet, it wasn't too bad, but the rain when we were all piling out of the Albert Hall was unbelievable. And it's not every day you find yourself under a brolly with Britt Ekland, So,
oh my God.
That
sounds like a title of a book, that.
Yes, under a brolly with Britt Ekland. Perfect.
Oh, fabulous.
It was great. Some people have sort of seen it and they said, oh, wow, it's not quite what I expected. But for me, they threw absolutely everything at it.
I loved it. Yeah, it was
brilliant, wasn't it?
I loved it.
Sweet.
I loved it. It was a proper caper. I revisited all the other Bonds as well that he'd been in, because obviously he's been in 5 of them. And it just feels like, without spoiling for people who haven't seen it, it feels like they threw all the toys at it because there's going to be quite the clean sweep next time it comes back.
Yes.
It just felt a little bit like that. But nevertheless, great to whip out the popcorn and the Bordeaux and be on the...
And now it's a big thing, isn't there, of who's going to be the next Bond?
Yeah. Well, I
Who do you think?
Well, I interviewed Andy Serkis recently. You know him as Gollum from Lord of the Rings, amongst other things. And he produced the setting outing for Tom Hardy in Venom, which I went to see a couple of weeks ago. And Naomi Harris is in that. I told her she was brilliant because she was on the red carpet, of course.
She's lovely.
And she said, oh, I haven't even seen it yet. I said, well, you're great in it. It's brilliant. It's also a lovely hour and a half. Do you know what I mean? Like an hour and a half. And Tom Hardy, of course, is mooted to be the next Bond. I mean, he's all there. He's got all the, the presence, if you like. I feel like we've been talking about who's going to be the next Bond for the last 5 years, haven't we?
I know. I've always said it should be Idris Elba. That's for me.
Absolutely.
But they're now saying that that what did Keir Starmer say? It should be a woman. That's ridiculous.
But Barbara said not, didn't she? She said it definitely won't be a woman. Yeah.
Yeah, Barbara Broccoli said that.
Well, what the statement was is James Bond can't be a woman, but 007 could.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think it would work. But none of us want to be sexist here, obviously.
No, Jamie Bond. Yeah.
No, but there are some things. There are some things that are. Men and women, that they are just what they are, and that's a story. I mean, Superman, there's been Superman and Superwoman.
Yeah.
Like Superwoman can't suddenly become Superman, and Superman can't become Superwoman.
This will come as a huge shock. I always wanted to be Wonder Woman, and I remember watching it growing up, and I used to love it when Linda Carter, who played her, would spin around, and she was always wearing some sort of shift dress or pantsuit, and she always had a clutch bag. And every time she spun around, that clutch bag just disappeared. And I thought, how
disappeared? I know, and no woman would do that ever.
I want bulletproof bracelets and a truth lasso for Christmas. FYI.
I've got to just ask you a question. Talking about small bags. not talking about myself, obviously, but it's through lockdown, I've started to wear a purse belt. And now I don't want to carry a bag because in my fanny pack, I can carry my phone, my hand,
Yeah, it's true that. Yeah.
and the lipstick and the powder.
Well, Harriet, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I can't be
Bum
asked.
bag.
A bum bag, dear, and it's so great. And my children are appalled. But I love it.
Because I'm sure because our kids are, sort of, I think our kids are more or less the same age. But that sort of reminds me of going around Disneyland. Don't you remember? We used to keep, all the things in your sort of bum bag, everything in there. And that's what, it kind of reminds them of, I'm sure. But I don't, now I just go out with a pair of jeans on or a pair of trousers with a lipstick, a credit card in the back, and that's it.
Yeah. Darling.
No, I look forward to seeing that credit card one day, Debbie.
What's that?
I look forward to seeing that credit card one day, Debbie. No, you're very generous. I'm just teasing. Well, I used to always love wearing a kilt whenever I go to formal functions. I tend to wear a kilt because I love the fact that you've got the sporran and you can keep all your bits in that. So I'm with you. Yeah. You do have quite the look of the streets about you anyway, Harriet, when you go out, because you always wear a very impressive shoe. You teeter on these shoes. You look like some sort of some sort of urban warrior. But I'm rather fond of the gilet at the moment.
I love a gilet.
And it is that time of year, isn't it, where you can just layer with a little bit of, I love layering with a little gilet. And I picked up this gilet this time last year in Venice. And the Italians, the great thing about Italians, there are pockets for everything. So, there's a pocket for your glasses, there's a pocket for your wallet, all that stuff. So I love a gilet.
So you're going full gilet. I'm still bum bag. Sherry, what do you, dear?
Do you use a bag, Sherry?
I do. But I was just thinking then when Richard said that, I remember when I was sort of much younger, of course, having knickers with pockets in. You probably don't think anybody would do that. But I do remember having little pockets in my knickers, which my mother always insisted. And putting things, I think I'm going to start doing that again.
Okay,
no,
it's time to interrupt me now.
You get to the pockets in your knickers.
Knock on the door.
Knock on the door.
How do you get to the pockets in your knickers?
Do you know, that reminds me, when I was doing Alfie with Adam and Faith many years ago, he used to carry around all his money in a sock, a great big sock.
There you go.
There you go. And I think that's a brilliant time. And it looked very cool at the time, because he used to wear tracksuit bottom, a sweatshirt and sock. And that was it.
I keep things down my bra.
Do you have to say, I met Adam Faith? I'm just telling you, you can't have that one.
Oh, sorry.
I met him as well.
Okay.
He was
only
rumoured to have the biggest one in the business.
Biggest pocket. I keep stuff down my bra as well. I mean, there's a family of 12 down there, but I also shove, my cards down there as well.
Yeah, and lipstick down there as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It'd be good for padding them out.
No, dear, I don't need to do that, do I?
You don't need to do that. I was thinking about myself, actually.
It really doesn't. It's a little known fact that the Sylvanian family live down there.
That's right.
I know.
No, thank you. Yeah, I keep that quiet, but yeah.
I love the Sylvanian families. Oh, it's so funny. You brought me straight back to, oh my God, how hilarious. It's just the actual thought of it. Or Polly Pockets could also live in Harriet's bra.
Yeah, they probably
do. You know what? Talking of Polly Pockets, my daughter was so traumatized because I lost her Polly Pockets on a beach and we couldn't find them because they got buried in the sand. And she still talks about that.
Not
How
forgiving
awful,
you.
What a terrible mother I was.
She needs to get a life, I feel.
We all do.
Richard, what was your favourite toy?
Anything exciting coming up this week for you?
Anything exciting coming up this week?
Next week.
What have we got coming up this?
Who are you interviewing then?
Am I interviewing this week? I've had quite a busy time of it actually. I did lovely Guy Pearce, who played Mike in Neighbours. He's got a new sort of, they call it neo-noir, who knew that? Sort of sci-fi film coming out, and it was great to chat to him. 53, he looks amazing, and he still talks to Jason Donovan on a regular basis, and they call each other Mike and Scott. He's not aged at all. So I interviewed him. He was an absolute charmer, and I'd never interviewed him before, but he was absolutely gorgeous. I think I might have a little Vinnie Jones action coming up.
Oh.
I've been busy with that. And Susan Sarandon was supposed to happen this week, but it's been kicked into the long grass for the time being. And I've never interviewed her. I absolutely love, she's one of those ones that you think, oh, I could go out for a drink with you.
Yeah, I think
I
she's
can't imagine
funny.
she wouldn't hold back. But we'll have to wait and see for that one. But what's really weird is now, do you find this like the diary starts just boom, 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 and you're like, oh, that's every weekend now till Christmas. How does that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
suddenly we're working again, aren't we? It's kind of got, not sure about this.
It's like when someone asks you to do something and you're like, and before all of this, you would have done a dozen things in a day.
I know.
Do up to 3 things in a day. You're like, oh god.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that. Yeah. I'm supposed to go to the pub, and then I'm supposed to go and meet someone. I can't work as well.
Yeah. No time for work. No time for work.
No time for working.
Well, that sounds like another Bond film, doesn't it? No time for
No
work.
time for work.
Absolutely.
We should be grateful for it. I think we all know that.
Richard, who was the most difficult person you interviewed ever?
Apart from Sherry Hewson.
Apart from television's very own Sherry Hewson, I've never really had a difficult interview because
Oh, that's interesting.
if you've done your research, you can dodge all the minefields or address the minefields.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so it's all in the preparation. And to be quite honest, the minute you put a camera on people, they behave.
Yeah.
Unlike
Okay.
us, of course. But yeah, they do tend to behave. So
Yes.
it's very different than when you're interviewing them back in the old days and you'd whip out your dictaphone and be there with a biro.
What are you going to say there, dear? I didn't know what you were going to say.
So yeah, you shine a light on people and generally they sort of behave. So that I've never had an awkward interview. I mean,
It's not funny. I would have thought you would have had somebody who'd gone, oh God, shut them up.
that would be you, Jerry.
It would be actually.
We will have to tickle you later and find out.
Yeah.
I know. You probably don't like to say.
There is someone that springs to mind, but I'll tell you over lunch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew there would be. I
Which
knew
will
there
be
would
very
be.
soon. Yes.
So lunch in half an hour then.
Yeah, lunch.
Yes.
Yeah, lunch.
Absolutely.
Sounds perfect. Sounds perfect.
Ooh.
What are you doing today? What's your rest of your day this Saturday?
The rest of the day will obviously involve a refreshing beverage and a lunch. It does always involve a lunch at the weekend.
Oh,
Good.
lovely.
It's a Friday lunch, if I can, a Saturday lunch, and then Sunday always cooking. So it'll be roast chicken. Tomorrow
Oof.
we're trying to stay off the red meat.
Do you know,
for a
I
bit.
did something this last weekend that you'll be very proud of. I said to my daughter and the family, why don't you come over here for Sunday lunch? And I knew what would happen if I said that. They said, yes, Mummy, we'd love to. And I knew within a day, and I thought I gave them a day. Actually, it was in 36 hours. She said, why don't you just buy the food and come over here and we'll cook it?
Oh,
It worked. Because the thought of me cooking is enough to frighten anybody. And they went, yes, and then they went, oh. And I think they were thinking about it. My kids going, we possibly can't let her cook anything. We're all going to be ill today. So they cooked it.
well,
It was
that's the
lovely.
way to do it, you see.
It is.
Well done. Well done.
I thought you
Love
were
it.
proud of me.
I think Richard needs to cook for us all next time.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we are actually going to be all getting together very soon, darling. So I'll let you know when.
And
We
where?
come over to you and where. Absolutely.
And you'll love it. You'll love
I don't know
it.
whether that sounds like a threat vaguely, doesn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
rather.
It's a
Love
threat.
it.
Vaguely. No, I'm always available for drinking in daylight,
Yeah.
Excellent.
and
Standard.
we'll have to
Not in
drink
the
a lot.
evening.
We'll obviously have to drink a lot more as well because we'll have to squeeze a lot more into what's left of the daylight as we approach.
Oh, I
Don't.
know. Don't.
Don't.
Yeah.
Pressing the hell out of me.
Hate
Night,
it.
6:30, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, dark.
Oh,
I know.
Was.
I know. Can't bear it.
No.
and isn't it
Well,
October
now,
when
look.
is it October when the time goes somewhere?
Yeah,
End of the
down
month,
the other
yes.
end of it. Yeah, end
Yeah.
of the month.
It's
so.
a-
No.
Well, we
wow.
lose an hour, don't we? We lose an hour. But it's been
Do it.
dark for me at 4 o'clock in the morning since the middle of June, frankly. So
Yeah.
I'm quite used to it at the moment.
Yeah, you're sort of
Of
used
course,
to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
good.
And it is that,
Wow.
and of course, the wonderful bonus, and I'm sure we'll have a themed show to celebrate it, like we did last year. But with Halloween approaching, and it is that most wonderful time.
Oh
of year.
yes.
It's the
Yes.
most wonderful time of year for all of us because we can move around unnoticed one night of the year.
Oh, shall we dress up again? Shall we dress up again? We haven't dressed up for ages. Shall we have a Halloween show next time that we dress up?
Yes.
One
Please.
before
When
Halloween.
is Halloween?
The end of
It's on the
31st,
31st.
darling, at the
31st.
end of the month.
Of
We've got-
October.
So
Yes.
when is our Halloween show? Do we have a show on that
Saturday is
day?
the
Or we can
30th.
just do it-
Saturday is the 30th. And just
Brilliant.
So
Well,
the
I've got-
day before, yes, we have
Oh,
to
it's
dress
gone.
up for the next one.
Bye.
Where's he gone?
We'll definitely,
Where's he
definitely do that.
this I brought this when we were dressing up last time. This
What's
present.
that, dear?
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Oh, that's lovely.
Fantastic.
Wear
Yeah,
that.
let's dress up. We haven't had a good dress up for ages, girls.
Yeah,
No, we
that's it.
haven't.
Sounds
Dress up.
fabulous.
Halloween
Well
dress
overdue.
up.
Okay. Let's frock up.
Okay. Oh
We're
well,
gonna
we'll
do that,
then.
honey. Frock
Halloween,
up.
That's 1st of October. Right.
Right,
We'll do that.
that's the
Over.
date.
Oh, I've made a rod for my own back there, haven't I?
You
You
have
have,
it.
dear. You
Yes.
have.
Yeah.
I am
There's a knock at the door, Richard.
Yes, that was a knock at the door. You're right. Bye. That Scooby-Doo outfit has been in that closet ever since.
Oh, it's been in a closet.
We're done, we are done,
Bless
I think.
him.
We're done.
Poor Scoop.
Bye, darling. Love
Bye,
you.
darling. Have a
I
good
will
day.
do. God bless
Love
you.
your mum.
See you next
I
week.
am I'm in Italy next week.
Oh, how
Well, we'll see you the week
wonderful.
after.
Yeah, just a quick 4 nights for a friend's birthday. She moved there. Well, she's been living there for a while. Spent
Oh.
How gorgeous,
Can
though.
we come?
envy you.
Can we
Yeah.
come, darling?
you
Can
know,
we come?
more than welcome. More than welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you the week
Oh.
after.
Yeah. All right, darlings. Love
Love
you.
you.
God
Love
bless.
you, darling.
Bye.
Bye.
Dormail, home of a great night's sleep.